Hey everyone. Clay. It's Dr. Christina Rahm and Clayton Thomas. I just wanted to say hi to everyone. We are in the United States. Were we? Well,
We're live. Where
we
were
were
we
live.
before?
We came home for a day and a half, and maybe 2 days, and we did a live, and we're back. We were. I can't even. This is horrible. We were in Monaco, in France.
And you were in Dubai.
And I went briefly to Italy, and then we went, I was in Dubai, but we've done one since then. And then I went over to Florida, Athens in Florida. And, but anyway, we are now back in Nashville. Thank goodness. I really needed to be here. I was supposed to be speaking in Dubai and at the Future Innovation Summit. And one of our sons ended up not feeling good at all. And I really felt bad about leaving. And then Clayton's family, they are here for a week. So we should have had them on this. So they could say hi, the Thomas family.
Well, wouldn't that be intriguing?
Yes. But I want to say hi to Birgit and Claire and Nicole. I just want you guys to know, so I get really homesick, and it's been really interesting the last couple of months traveling, and Annette. I have ended up, honestly, feeling very homesick, not just for my family, not just for my friends here in Nashville, but also for the Root community, because I feel like I have not pulled back a little bit, but been representing us in a different way. I have to say, when we're doing all these calls about women empowerment, I think of all the women and the men at Root and how supportive we are of each other. And I did a talk about this yesterday with the Root community, Clay and I did, that they always say that behind every strong man, there's a strong woman. And I believe that, but I also believe behind every amazing woman is a strong man. I think that we were meant to be together. We were meant to spend time. And I do understand that some people, like some women like other women and some men like other men. And I honestly understand love in every aspect. I understand that people love each other in different ways. And I think what is so amazing about the Root community is that we support each other, we accept each other, we choose not to judge. That doesn't mean, though, that we accept bad behavior. That doesn't mean that we accept people being rude or mean or bad. It means that we love each other despite our differences. And I really think that's what's different about our community. I was raised, just to give you a little bit of a background, in a very strong Christian home. And I had Bible studies every day down at the kitchen table. I was in church about 4 times a week. And then, having traveled all over the world, I've been exposed to a lot of different religions. And I'll have to say this, I'm so thankful for my mother and my father and how they raised me in my personal belief, but I also respect other people's personal belief. And that's something I think my parents gave me. Like, even though my mother was the church pianist, and even though my mother was the choir director at our church, and we were in church every day, my parents taught us to love and accept others and to never judge. And one of the things my parents taught us is that when you are a religion, whether it's Christian or Muslim or Hindu or whatever religion, and you judge others and you place judgment and tell them that you're better, that's wrong. And another thing, I just have to say this, I was thinking about this last night, that my mom used to always tell me. I talk about her a lot. She probably has never watched any of these, but I still talk about her anyway. She always told us that when people said, "Oh, I feel so sorry for her," sometimes they mean that, but sometimes people will say, "Oh, I feel so sorry for them," because they think they're better than others, right?
Is that like saying "bless your heart" in the South?
Yes.
It's really intended to say "bless your heart." Really?
Really. Well, sometimes it's sincere, and that's why I said it's always your intention in your heart. And speaking of intention, our intention of working with Forbes and working with the EWA, European Women's Association, as the ambassador, is to bring in all these people and the UN Women for Peace and Treasured, is to bring all of us together to do good things. I had some of my friends say to me, "But aren't those organizations bad?" And here was my comment: listen, if there are bad people, then let's be the light. Let's be the good people. The truth is, there are good and bad in everything, whether it's a church, whether it's an organization,
an agency.
There's good and bad in both. And our job is to love each other, support each other, be there for each other. And if we can't do that in this community, then I can say this: I have failed, but I don't think I failed, because we have people like Jorgen and Tony and Rana and Zona and Gina, Mark. I could go on and on. You guys are amazing people, and we're all in this. Like when someone says to me, I need to be better, my comment is, I do too. I need to be better. I need to work harder at things. And that's something that I really want us to jump in and all do together.
It's like Zona was saying, she's indigenous and we're indigenous at some level. But as we get back to our roots and understand where we all come from, that we all suffer from the same condition, and some of us are more human than others. You might not be. She's a little bit more advanced than the most of us.
It's funny. No matter where we go, or Clayton and I go, people take us aside and say that about me, and I don't really understand it.
You're the supreme being.
I'm not a supreme being. I'm a person that
I kind of worship you.
You don't worship me.
Yes, I do.
Well, I think that you love me because I love people unconditionally and no matter what.
No, I love you because I was made for you, and that's how it's supposed to be. Yes, you're made to love. You love everyone. No, Mark, we're home. We're in Nashville. I gotta send you a message.
I was supposed to be in Dubai this week, Mark, and I canceled it the day before. I was speaking at the Future Innovation Summit on root and on the environmental patents and the pharmaceutical and biotech patents that I've written, and about Web3, because Root is getting ready to go into 3 different metaverses as far as being able to sell the products and being able to bring everyone in. And there's lots of controversy around the Web3 and all the stuff around.
Should we hit on that a little bit?
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about what.
But I'm not there. But I will be going back. I just needed a couple of weeks at home. I have not been home at all, and it's not fair to my children. So I needed to come home. I was home for a couple of days before. I don't know when I was home. I was home for a couple of days. I remember I did a YouTube or Zoom here, but
and then you were off and running again.
So I'm here.
So the people talk about the metaverse and what Web3, Web 3.0, and what the original Web 1.0 was, which was basically being able to read stuff on the line. Web 2.0 was basically being able to create, and that's where Facebook and Instagram and all the social media platforms became in. So it became more interactive. So it wasn't just reading; you were able to create content.
Yeah.
Web 3.0, as it's being designed and really created now, because this is at the forefront. And I think this is the unique aspect of where we are in Web 3 is basically, if you go back, we look at 10, 15 years ago when the social platforms were starting.
And people thought they were bad, which they
thought they were bad, but
things.
MySpace, there was MySpace.
Really, MySpace the other.
When you say we, I mean you.
I was, yeah.
But the important part is you have these platforms, is the connectivity of bringing society even closer together, right? And you can look at, some people are worried about the information and such. Oh, you're getting calls. Oh, bye.
I haven't had I've had a lot of calls. That's what I'm trying to answer.
So, but the important part is, by taking the Internet of Things, right, and bringing people closer together and globally, right? Not like we are, because we're already pretty close.
What are we?
I would connect with you on the line if I found you on the line.
Well, the problem with being on the line is
I would swipe right on you in a heartbeat.
Clayton,
just so you know.
We're talking about Web 3.
I know. Okay. So Web 3. And right now, what companies are doing is really a focus just on gaming, right? So it's the simple aspect of giving people an opportunity to play games and be more interactive and earn and such. But when you really, when you look at what is to come, the connectivity, there's opportunities of connecting people to create better educational platforms, to create better or different entertainment platforms,
better research, better medicine,
medicine, and being able to bring doctors of all kinds together. So instead of having to fly to a location and do everything, they can all come into a room and everyone can be interactive. You can have your avatar if you want. It can look like you, or if you think you're a butterfly with spider wings, whatever, you can design yourself to identify however you want in this virtual world. But the key is this, and is and I think it was Raj that said it, or David that mentioned it, is it's really the multiverse, right? And you see this in, some of the um, movies and such that are coming out, that you have the real world, right, that we live in now, and then you have the multiverse aspect of, what life you have on the line. And whether you look at it from a gaming standpoint,
They're reconnecting.
it's
Guys,
because we're not hardwired right now,
why not?
because they didn't plug in the computer the way it was supposed to. But that's okay. We'll deal with it.
It's reconnecting.
Your connection is unstable. Well, we're still going.
Well, they're trying to reconnect, so some of it hopefully will
This
be on
is
there.
why that they're supposed to have these things set up, and they're not.
Can you try to set it up, Clay, or no?
Well, let me look and see if I can.
He's going to go over there.
But
I'm
we'll
making him
keep
do
talking.
work while I'm talking.
So, and this is where the root-averse is really important, because
No,
the
they said they
root-averse-
can see. But Birgit's right. The hyperverse, like, listen, I don't know what will happen with the metaverse, but what we've been doing is connecting to some of these high profile families and companies that are working together to try to get to the next level, as well as working on things like going to the moon, Mars, doing all these things. And so we're not just working on that, we're working with major companies, and I'm working on a bunch of stuff with female empowerment and empowerment of men. Like, I believe it's important to empower men as well. I believe that we should all just treat each other right. I do want to answer some of the questions. Clay will come back and he'll talk more about this, but I want to answer about the face spray. It's done. So is the lip plumper. We haven't launched it because we're planning on launching it on Good Friday, but we're waiting for one of the other. There's a 3 package. There's a product called Reno that actually we have clinical data on. That's an algae that you can only find in one place, along with other ingredients and formulations that I've made for the face for aging. It's fine now, Clay. It says it's unstable. Don't disconnect anything, please, because they're still on here. So anyway, babe, we're talking, so it's okay. That was my fault. So the face spray will probably be out on Good Friday, and the lip plumper, the third, which is the Reno that we have all the clinical data on, it may not be out till Christmas. I'm not sure when Rahm Roast is going to launch. The toothpaste, unfortunately, I approved it, and they were getting ready to go to packaging, and then we had it. We actually love it. But
it is outstanding, by the way.
The
but it's really
formulation's
thick.
Not exactly right. So I'm going to have to fly next week probably to Texas to work on it. And then on the formula in the actual lab, so that it can be exactly what you guys need and what we want. So, I'm excited to get all this stuff out to you all, but we have to make sure that it's tested right, that we make it the right way, that it's in the right labs, right manufacturer, and it does take time. I don't know the price point on the toothpaste. That's yet to be determined.
But does it matter?
Well, it does matter, because people have to be able to afford it.
Well, it'll always be affordable, but honestly, if it's better than anything, and we got to use it last night, we got to use it this morning. Yeah, we'll answer that in a second, because that was a good question from Sloboda. But my teeth have never felt so good. I don't know.
Clayton was like, I've never felt, because
they still feel good. Like, my gums feel outstanding right now.
Really, I used, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep using it, but I use these natural occurring really micro beads, and that help deliver into the gums. But my concern was that they're crunchy, so you have to be careful how you use it, and then it's just not coming out the way I want. So I don't think there's any other option but for me to fly. As much as I don't want to go to Texas next week because I'm busy, I think I'm going to fly and have to go into the lab again and work on it. So anyway, guys, I want to tell you, I'm so sorry that this keeps getting distorted as far as the YouTube, but I do want to answer some of the questions for detox.
So why people experience some detox symptoms as they go through the process of using Clean Slate, and it phases. What is your answer? And then I'll give mine. Doctor goes first.
Birgit, yeah, you may have to hear. I think another problem that's been happening with YouTube, just so you guys know, when we get more and more followers, so the longer we're on, the more followers we get. And I've noticed that when that happens, some people can't hear it as well, but you will be able to hear the recording. So I apologize by that. We actually had a huge jump in YouTube followers over the last week. A lot of that is due to the Forbes article that came out. leaders. I hate it because it's my picture, and the reason I hate it is it's about me, but it's really about you all. But the Forbes article has a whole article on basically our mission that we're all doing together on Cure the Cause, and it was the launching pad for other stuff we're going to do. And again, I feel really arrogant that it's my picture and it's about me, and I'm not just saying that. It's been really hard until Ted and Clayton and Patrick and everyone sat down and told me that it has to be in the beginning so that we can get this stuff done. It was hard for me, but it's about empowering people to heal the planet, and it goes on and on about what we're all doing. And it even goes into the music and the art and the Under the Red Chandelier that's getting ready to launch, I think, in a week. So that's probably been, when people ask me, what's the hardest thing to do for me, that's one of them. This Forbes article came out in Monaco. We're also going to have some stuff because of the last event where I was speaking and Root was sponsoring it. There'll be another Forbes article in Monaco that will come out. And then in the Netherlands, we are also speaking again in December. Clayton and I will be speaking together at that event. And then I will be speaking at the Women Empowerment event in Monaco in December as well. And so that is going to give Root and Cure the Causes and Under the Red Chandelier a lot of pull. And it's going to grow all the social media and more so that we can touch more people. But in the end, and I say this all the time, I can't grow all of this. You guys are really the ones growing it. I'm kind of the face of the products because I made them.
A great face you are.
And every time something comes out like this, I feel more and more uneasy, actually, humbled, because I feel like I need to be a better example. And I just want all of us to be real and to be kind and be humble, but also lead. And I also want to bring you guys on this journey with me. I said on the call yesterday, I'd love to have some of the women with me in Monaco. Men are not allowed.
What?
That's right.
I identify as a woman now.
And then in Indonesia, we're doing a conference too. We're doing a World Tourism Conference, and with the president and then some of the first ladies and presidents. And I'll be teaching some stuff on Root and on the different things we're doing.
That's in Bali, right?
I would love to have some of the Root community.
We need
there.
to do a guys.
I'd love to pay for someone to come and take care of it.
Okay, so let's look at this. So the girls are doing the trip in Bali. Where would the guys do a trip?
Hey, Alice, don't change anything, because the problem is if we do, it could kick everything off. Okay. Okay.
So don't find the hard one.
Yeah, well, it's over there, but we'll do it in a bit when we're done.
Sorry. Next time we have to be prepared. Sorry, guys. I know we're trying to get everyone to fix it because all of you guys are saying that.
That's interesting.
How do we delete
I don't
that?
know. It'll take care of itself. It's no big deal.
No, really. I don't like those kind of comments, Clay.
Fine. Well,
no,
anyway.
Don't read that.
It's no big deal.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah. And
we're not ever doing stuff like that. I had this talk with Clay last night. I have this thing where I really, I don't judge people, but I don't like things that are disrespectful to women. I also don't like things when men make comments that are inappropriate to women. I hate it, actually. I have a major problem. I told Clayton I don't ever want to be with a man that does that. I don't want to be around it. I was raised in such an environment where my dad had 2 brothers and a sister, and my grandfathers, and we were raised in such a great way. They treated us with such respect. And I don't mind joking, like Clayton jokes and it makes me laugh, and he always has. But when it becomes inappropriate, I don't handle it really well, because I'm like, that's not empowering women. That's like trying to make women feel like they're only here for one reason. And we're here for a lot of reasons, and men are here for a lot of reasons that don't have anything to do with it.
One of the biggest reasons men are here is to help women be more effective. Well, we screw that up from time to time.
Well, women aren't perfect either. But regarding the Forbes article, Tony, you can get it in Monaco, like it was in all the hotels and all the stores.
And we do have copies coming. And
we do have a bunch of copies that we will be sending out to people. So we will make sure that people that really want them have them. Hopefully, I don't know how many they're supposed to send us.
We got a bunch, and then we'll get more if we need.
But again,
it could be the most popular Forbes Monaco article of all time.
It could be something, though, that helps you guys grow what we're doing. And again, the goal has to be others. So the goal has to be really helping with health and wellness, all over the world and not just about us personally. But we have to take care of ourselves first, right? And I think that's one of the things that's so important that we remember that. So whether it's the metaverse that we're working on, or whether it's living in the real world, which we all know living in this real world is the most important, we need to all do this together, because we all need to really support each other and be kind and together. And we need to be supported ourselves at our bodies, and we need to give our bodies what they need. One of the reasons when you detox, you have so many symptoms, is your body has all these toxins inside, and to get them out sometimes can be hard. We have one of the safest ways, I believe, of really ripping apart toxins in the body and helping them leave the system. I love the fact that our company does not make claims. We don't claim to cure any illness. We don't claim to fix things. We claim to give the body what it needs naturally, so it can get rid of the bad things and support the good things. And as an inventor of patents that reverse aging, it's been really important to me to incorporate some of the thought processes that I did back then into our formulas. And I've worked really hard to make them even a lot better, so they're not even the same as when we first initially filed. But I think it's important for the root community to know part of this are the products that have really grown this community, but the other part, it's you all.
So let's hit on,
it's your energy. You guys have grown it all over the world.
so let's hit on this process a little bit. And this is like the most important aspect of slow, passive, systemic detoxification, right? Of why the body responds differently at different times.
Yeah.
Right. So, as we talk about continually, what you've created a mechanism to do is much like finding a masterpiece in someone's attic, right? That's been in the attic for 100 years or so.
This is a great analogy.
And you have this patina, dust and dirt, all this stuff that's been built up over that piece of art, and you can see signs of the.
I love Zona's comments, by the way.
I know.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
The masterpiece that lies underneath, and you can't just strip it all away immediately, right? You can't try to chip it away really quickly, because you'll destroy the work, and it's too much stress on the piece. You can't just try to wash it all off really quickly, because you'll destroy the piece. So you have to very slowly, very passively, and lightly just wipe away layer by layer by layer by layer. And as you peel off those layers, you start to see changes, and there's adjustments and such. And what Clean Slate is doing, and especially in conjunction with its siblings, but what Clean Slate does is using what the body wants to dictate. And this is what's really important. It's not really an adaptogen per se, as the body's really dictating where it wants to focus, how these crystals will scavenge toxins. But as the body,
it's not locking the toxins, by the way.
Not all of them.
No, it's ripping them apart. So I'm sure the competitors want to say that about the product, but no, it's helping rip them away apart, so they're no longer toxins. And I think that's what's so important for people to understand. Clayton has worked in the detoxification industry for years.
18.
And I've worked as a scientist doing it in numerous ways, as well as delivery systems. And I think the combination of both of us, and then the science background, and then honestly the combination of you all, led this energetic thing to this painting. Like he's saying, it's hidden, and now it's coming out because of the beautiful people in the root community.
And you'll have different responses based on where the body's focusing the detoxification and what happens through this process. And this is why the trace minerals are added, but also in addition, why you want to add some of the siblings like Relive, like Natural Barrier Support, or Restore and Zero In, is as you start to remove things. And look, I look at the data. We sell 5 to 6 times more Clean Slate than everything else, which means a lot of people are just using Clean Slate and they're not using the siblings, which you should be doing, not because we want to see an increase in revenue, but because they're synergistically designed to work together. Because as you're cleaning things up, your body starts to do things on its own as well. And if you're adding in the right components, you're actually amplifying the body's effects for cleaning itself. Your liver's going to start working better. Your kidneys start working better. I got a cool testimonial yesterday from someone that had end-stage renal failure
Okay,
in
we're not gonna.
less than a
Yeah.
half. Like their
Okay.
doctor said, they didn't have problems
I
anymore.
know, but that's but
It's not. That was just that was what they said. I'm not saying anything else.
well,
But it's kinda
but
cool.
I want to be really clear. We
They
have to
said
be.
thank you, by the way.
We have to be extremely careful. So those are situations that happen, and these formulations could be a part of it, or it could be something else that's happening in the body. And my personal opinion is it's a combination of everything from spiritual energy, which is why I think meditation and prayer are so important, to what you put inside of your body, to what you're doing outside to stress everything. It's all important. That's why I believe energetically this community has grown this so much. I've said this before, when I did trials and testing, I kept running into facts that there were patients that had not been started on the pharmaceutical, but yet their families were praying or meditating over them and really spiritually and energetically trying to help them through their lives. But then at the same time, they were taking nutraceutical supplements. And I always caught that as a scientist. And I do believe it's the energy of this group that's really helped everyone.
And so there's a couple good points.
I've noticed, Clayton, once it gets past 1700, that's when the issues happen where they can't see it. And
Yeah.
I can't do anything about
Well,
it.
no, because they didn't connect it properly.
Okay.
It drive me nuts.
Okay.
So there's some really good points. So what do you do to help flush things out? The most important thing to do: hydrate, 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 hydrate. You have to have more water. But here's something that's really cool that happens, because there's a couple people make a post about, hey, why do I have pain in these areas? If you've ever had an injury, right, or you've had an area that's been damaged for some reason, heavy metals will block the healing process of that area, and they'll build up plaque, they'll build up scar tissue, which is why things happen. And something really unique starts to take place as you go through this process. As you start to clean stuff out, the body is going to start pulling those toxins from those areas so it can heal. Well, the healing process, as that begins to start, the removal of those toxins and the regeneration process can be painful for a couple reasons. One is you're actually releasing the energy of the pain of the event that took place initially, and the body's starting to regenerate. And this goes into like the mental aspect as well, with heavy metals being stored in your central nervous system and your brain, and the heavy metals actually holding on to trauma, past life trauma, and all these other stress and emotions. That when you remove the metals, you can let go of these things.
I'm just laughing at you guys, because this is the first time, just so you guys know, I've actually been reading everything. And I love it. Usually I've been so just trying to get through the video that I don't get to read everything. And I speed read. So I've been glancing.
You're seeing everything.
I'm seeing everything today. Yeah.
Oh.
But you're really right with what you're saying, Clay. There's a lot of Clay, and I see this all the time, is one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm very thankful for that. But a lot of the people in the RIT community are as well. We each have different pieces that fit into this, that we help each other grow this company and cure the causes and under the red chandelier. And I really believe this is our company, and not just one person or two people or three people.
That's how we designed it.
Yeah. And listen, oh my gosh, you guys, yesterday, actually this week, I've been dealing with one thing after another that we are trying to fix. Clay has two. Ted has two. There's always something wrong, and there's a lot of things behind the scenes, whether it's the product, the packaging, the marketing, the shipping, the logistics, 67 countries, opening new countries, now Forbes, the European Women's Association. I mean, there's a lot, right? So I'm for and I'm praying for my life to be centered and focused, so that I can continue to do things with you guys. And Mark, as far as Jessica, you can connect me to her. I think you have my phone number. If you don't, I can get that to you. I'd love to do something in Dubai with her, because we are probably going to be doing a podcast there, but we also have been asked to do some stuff on television in Monaco. So we may be doing that as well. We're just trying to fit in everything into the schedule, because I have to be in the United States some.
Bergen made a good point.
I have kids. I still have a son finishing his senior year in high school and a daughter that's a junior. So we try to fly them into where I am, but it's not always possible, and they need their mother.
Oh, yes, they do.
They do.
So
but Mark, yeah, and if you don't have it, I'll reach out to you and give it to you because I noticed you had a new number on the platinum.
and we have a thing
Okay.
called Zoom. And
We do have Zoom,
social media.
but
we
I
can
will
meet
be
on
at the
the line.
latest in Dubai in December.
Yeah, we'll be there in not too long.
I'm probably gonna go in December. I'll be on November 29th, in case any of you guys would love to join me or want to do roundtables or want us to do anything for Root. I will be in Monaco. That would be a great idea for us to have a small meeting in Monaco, like November 30th. I speak on December 1, so I want to have some of you all go to that meeting.
Should we take over the yacht club again?
We can't just take over the yacht club. We're not members.
But we can try.
No, Forbes is doing it.
Oh.
So, and then I will be going from Monaco, I think, to Dubai, and then Dubai back to the Netherlands. We have an office in the Netherlands, but it's
not like an office that people come visit.
It is an office, but it's run by a lawyer and an accountant because we had to have an office. But it's not something that really is open to people. However, that's one of my goals next. Absolutely,
we're gonna have an office
somewhere in Europe.
Can we call it Cyprus?
Yeah. Clayton and I have different ideas, and he always thinks that just because his idea, like he goes and he buys them something, and I'm like, well, that's not what I want.
Well,
so
when we're done, we're gonna have an office there. We'll use one as an office.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something, and actually
and you're gonna decorate it, and it will be glorious.
So, Birgit, if you have any suggestions, I'm looking at either
it would probably need to be
Germany or the Netherlands to have an actual physical office. We do have one in the Netherlands, like I said, but it's just basically for operations and finance. We have an attorney and an accountant. So I need to have an actual office that we can have people go to.
Hey, Annette asked a question. If you got that right, if my mom is a Huntsinger. Yes, it is. My family name, my mom's side, they're German and Irish. And the original term when they moved over here was Hunziker. That we became singers. Well, they changed it. I don't know why we changed it, but that happened many times.
What do you mean? Your dad's not a Huntsinger.
No, my dad's not a Huntsinger. My mom's a Huntsinger.
Okay, we've gone past 30 minutes and people are probably bored watching this.
No, they never get bored watching us. I mean, this watching you on camera is better than watching like National Geographic, when they have like the leopards and stuff, and you're watching amazing wildlife, and it's like the most entertaining thing you've seen because you just watch the majestic nature of these amazing species.
Oh my gosh.
This is live watching a pegacorn in nature. Like if we did a live and I watched and I had a camera of you walking through the airport and people could watch you float and glide through an airport, it would be better than watching whales breaching in Hawaii. There would be people on boats going through the airport, Clayton, just watching you float.
I was reading this and you're going on and I wasn't even listening, but no. Okay, Birgit, I agree. So I need to look into that. My family, as you know, went from Lebanon to Germany to the United States. So I will look in Germany. Since Clayton's obviously not focused on this, I have to focus. And then Peter in Indonesia, yes, I am.
Meeting with the health minister going over Root.
I think I'm meeting with the prime minister or president.
We'll enroll them too.
But yes, I will mention it to them. I'm trying to juggle right now. I'm actually speaking at the, what event is that in Malta? The MedTech event in Malta. And I'm doing a book signing. And we actually got an award. Clayton's going to accept it. I'm going to fly from Malta to Indonesia. And I have to get there in time for the gala for the World Tourism. So I'll probably meet him at the gala. I was supposed to be there on the 17th, but I can't do both at the same time. And then we're going to do a conference with the First Ladies Initiative with the EWA, so the European Women's Association.
So you said something that might be one of the most dangerous things that's ever been done for a group of people.
What?
They're giving you an award and they're letting me accept it on your behalf.
I didn't say it was my award. I don't think it was my award.
No, but they're actually going to give me a microphone to talk about you. And you're not going to be there, which means I am going to be able to talk about you however I want, which, well, you know when they watch the Oscars and someone wins an Oscar and then they get up there and you go, you have a minute and a half to talk, and they get up there and they're there for 30 minutes. And they can't get them off the stage. I'm not saying I'm that dude, but I'm not saying that might not happen.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We have to end.
And we'll make sure that we do it live, and so people can see it. They go, this could be the greatest acceptance speech of a word no one really cares about in history.
Okay, babe. All right. So, Birgit, I'm seeing this, and all the rest of you, Vase. Is it Voss or Vase?
Sure.
Gina, Jorgen, Zona, all of you guys, thank you so much. Anyway, we're very, very thankful for all of you. I want to connect, guys. Listen, if any of you guys want to reach out to me, I understand everyone keeps saying I'm busy, but I'm not too busy for people. I'm really not. I don't like it when other people speak for me. I'd like to be able to speak for myself.
I'm not saying anything. I was looking at your outfit.
So just know that I'm not changing just because. In fact, the people that started this company are the foundation of the company, and we should always remember that. Not us, them. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. I'm sorry about the instability of the video, but you guys can watch it later online. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thanks, Sasa. Thanks, Sheila, Claire, Cellular Healing. I know who that is.
That's Laura.
I know. Thank you so much, everyone.
Konnichiwa, my friends.